Hello and welcome to Garblag Games. Tonight we have episode 5 of
Sounds like
Fractured
5.
Empire. Yeah, I think so. In a moment we'll go round and our players will tell you who they are and who they're playing and what they've spent their experience points on. But before we do, please don't forget to go and check out all our social media. Links are somewhere around our faces. If you're watching this on Twitch, please don't forget to go and check it out on the weekend on the YouTubes and give it a like. And if you're watching this back on YouTube, hello. And please come and check us out on Twitch as well. Come and join us on our Discord, where nearly 700 people are talking about all kinds of things, from role-playing to food and eyebrows. I think we were talking about eyebrows the other day, weren't we? And also check out our Patreon, where we've got loads of free cool stuff. And we've just recently done a bit of an update, and we will be creating patron-only shows going forward that will be cool and funky, and just for our patrons. So go and check out the Patreon as well. Cool. Anything else we want to flag at the beginning of the show? No? Okay, let's get into it. So first off, let's have the Captain of the Wayfarer.
Hi, I'm Roger, and I'm playing Kavan, the human smuggler scoundrel.
Our mechanic.
Hi, I'm Dan. I come with a mic warning because I will be playing Nyruk, the Wookiee technician mechanic.
Some of your growls last time were fantastic, especially your when you knocked the guy's head off. That was great. Our droid.
Hello, my name is Millie, and I have S02E05, who is a Politico droid.
And our murder hobo. Sorry, bodyguard.
Hey, well, I'm Dan, and I'm playing Taslin Drennick, the Mandalorian bodyguard, and I spent my XP on enduring talent, which gave me another point of soak. So I now have soak 8.
Soak 8.
Yeah, so that means that everyone but Nyruk can hide behind me, because Nyruk's just too big to hide behind me.
Wow.
I have a soak of 1.
Millie, what did you spend your experience points on?
I put a rank in leadership, perception, and charm.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
Very handy for our talky droid. Dan, original Dan, what did you spend your experience points on?
I have not spent my experience points. I am saving them for a rainy day.
Ooh.
Or in this case, a higher band off my talent tree.
Okay. What are you going for? What are you looking to go for?
I am looking to go for contraption, which is at a cost of 20, so we need a little bit more. Which basically, once per session, I can make a hard mechanics roll to fashion a device to solve a current problem using just the tools and parts on hand.
Cool.
Does the
Very
droid...
MacGyver!
A MacGyver!
Yeah. The only parts on hand are S0405.
Yeah.
Fine, sure, yeah.
I am going to
We need
rename this
We need a
talent
moped.
MacGyver
We
talent.
need a golden moped. Can anyone quickly... Roger, what did you spend your experience points on?
I'm still actually trying to figure that out.
Okay, cool.
Still trying to decide between various things.
Well, while you're doing that... Oh, hang on. Don't do it yet. I need to zero it out. Okay. So, let's have everyone roll on our destiny pool to see how we do.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ah.
Okay. So, fairly balanced. 2 all. 2 light, 2 dark. Okay, so last time on Fractured Empire, what happened? I think someone won the Phoebus Memorial Run, right? It was our pod race episode where the pod race had to be flown by Kavan in order to image the Eriadu Authority facility that's being built on the edge of the city near the pod race track. And there were giant herbivores and falling rocks and exploding swamp gas and electrocution pylons. Yeah, my favourite. I forgot about that one. So lots of hazards for you to avoid, and you did very well. You were very battered on the way out, but you did manage to win. However, while that was going on, Taslin managed to find and get to safety the governor. What's his name? Vinkarastine. And make their way back to the ship, the Wayfarer, where we discovered that LE-405 and Nyruk are expertly handling Ariadu Authority troopers by mashing keypads and punching heads off. So it was a good session all round. Also, you managed to deactivate the data link that was making SP33D the best pilot on the course. So it all linked together, and I believe we ended as the trumpets were blaring, the confetti was in the air, the hollows were all rippling around the stadium, and the pod racers had pulled the last one. I think all the others had crashed, hadn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Had arrived, and all the people were coming out, and there were people with fire extinguishers and stuff like spraying the pod. And K-Van was climbing out. And you guys can all see this on your holo screen. If you remember, you had it playing in the cockpit of the ship to see what was going on. And I think Taslin's words were, "We're never going to hear the end of this." Which is probably
And
right.
to make sure we get our share of the million as well.
That's true, because the prize money was 1 million credits, and you're all kind of very interested to see if that happens. So you watch as lots of people come down, reporters and people crowd around Ruto Zapal, otherwise known to you guys as K-Van in a mask. And Ruto Zapal is not giving any interviews, not really talking, trying to make his way through the crowd, and people are congratulating him, and you can see all the bookies and all the gambling pods and all those things going a bit wild, and people going crazy all around the stadium. And K-Van, you are there, and one of the kind of functionaries who's helping organise, who you saw on the way in and led you to the right area, said, yes, we want you to come upstairs to accept the prize. Please, up this way. One of our biggest sponsors is here to give you the prize. It's amazing. Come with us. And you are escorted up the flight of stairs to one of these big boxes, like the one Taslin went to. In fact, the one next to the one Taslin went to. You're escorted up between them towards the chamber, and you can see inside through the glass, because the front wall of it is glass, that Gleege the Vast is in there with flunkies and celebrities and all that kind of stuff in there. They're all drinking, and there's like a layer of smoke at the top of the room that the ventilators are struggling to vent out, and there's all kinds of screens. No one in that box has seen you yet, and this functionary is kind of leading you up. You're very aware that there are camera drones like floating around. There's a couple of them like occasionally get comedy droids kind of get close to you, float out of the way, and you're kind of moving up these stairs, but you're very aware that you're about to enter a room with Gleege the Vast. Now, we got a balance of light and dark, so I don't think you've actually met Gleege, have you? No, and Gleege has never met K-Van, but
plus I'm wearing a full face mask.
Exactly. So even if that were to come off, Gleege wouldn't go, "It's K-Van who blew up my ship." But so you're feeling slightly on edge as you approach the room, and this guy's like pushing you up the stairs. People are chasing behind. Can we get a signature, autograph, all this kind of stuff. And you're kind of making your way up the stairs. You can see in the room that there's a big trophy, like a big trophy, It's like one of those, like those ridiculous karate ones that's like huge.
Yeah.
It's like that, yeah, with kind of the rod sections are actually look like they're small pod racer engines all carved into like a column, like a totem pole of pod racer engines, like 4 of them, and on the top there's like then a golden statue of a pod racer, and there's also someone standing in the room with a giant cardboard check. So he's gesturing you towards the room. Are you going to try and you're going to go in there?
I'm going to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you walk in and there's like loads of people coming up to you and like various different species, like, oh, well done, congratulations, yeah, and they're all trying to talk to you, and it's like a large Ithorian in the room whose voice is kind of, stereophonic and kind of rumbling out, and you can hear it sort of say, well, master, the winner has arrived, and kind of echoes a bit around the room. There's people kind of draped around. They're probably enjoying substances in the room. There's one of those little guys in the corner. And Glige the Vast is, the back a little bit. There's like rumours about the backstory of Glige the Vast, but it used to be a powerful warrior Hutt who'd like killed a load of other Hutt, gang lords to get to the top, but he's kind of let himself go a little bit. But he's got like, Hutt warrior armour. It's kind of plating stuff for the upper section. He's got some of that. It looks more ornamental than actually functional, a kind of gesture to his past. But it's not overly done with lots of bling. It's kind of, it's clearly ornamental armour, but slightly muted. And as you come in, and he starts speaking in Huttese, and a droid steps up next to him and says, welcome, sir. Congratulations, Ruto Zapal, on winning the Phoebus Memorial Run. My master would like to personally congratulate you, and kind of hints for you to kind of walk forward.
I'll step forwards.
And it's again this big, deep, booming, quite powerful voice filling the room, and everyone kind of stops to listen, and no one dares kind of say anything. And he goes, "You flew exceptionally well, especially in that last section. I thought you were going to be electrocuted. That's a shame. That would have been fun to watch." And he goes, oh, when he hears the translation come out of the droid, and everyone goes, ha, 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 in the room, politely laughing. And he picks up the trophy, and he's like, ooh, and hands it out to you. He goes, please take this on behalf of the city of Heverplex. Congratulations on winning the Phoebus Memorial Run.
I kind of bow slightly, take the trophy. Is there like a podium or something?
There's not a podium. There's not a podium, but it gestures you towards the front of the glass, where you realise that glass is actually now starting to slide open, and the noise of the stadium is coming in, and there's a whole load of drone bots floating around the front of it, and on the big screens outside, there's like zoomed view inside, and you step, and Glige turns quite quickly. He's not like Jabba the Hutt, he's not like, he's like actually quite and you're thinking maybe he's not as vast as you thought he was. Maybe the vast is his reach, who knows, or his ambition. And he sort of turns, and you step next to him, and 4 governors, you assume, appear out of nowhere and all kind of step up for a photo opportunity, and they're all like, and you're holding the thing, and he's standing there, and there's like officials, and the guy who was escorting you kind of steps up as well, and all the drones kind of take all their images and all that kind of stuff, and they say, he starts waffling on again, and you realise he's sort of shouting orders at his flunkies, and they all start getting things together like food and drinks for him, and he sort of turns around, and as the photo opportunity kind of goes, his attention kind of goes away from you almost instantly, Kayvan. He's kind of back to his people, and you can see that one of them's got like a data slate with financial numbers on. Obviously there's a big book on this whole event and lots of money being, gambled, and he's gets a slice probably of everything. So you're kind of standing there, a couple of governors and the flunky, the official guy, and looks like he's kind of waiting for a moment to come and talk to you, but the governors are doing idle chit chat.
I kind of just turn to the guy waiting to approach, because I'm not actually speaking. I'm just kind of nodding or shaking my helmet.
Okay.
Just kind of think the Stig.
I was about to say, is this like a Stig impression?
Yeah. That's cool. Okay, and he kind of comes over and he says, there's some press conferences, there's the there's various meetings we've got set up for you in different rooms. We've got a few VIPs who've paid for personal sessions, with the winner. So, we'd be obliged if you could, stay to go through those. I understand. I'm not sure about your own personal timetables and if you have any events set up for this, but we've got a full docket of 4 hours of sessions that we need you to attend now. You've got about 20 different interplanetary news agencies that want to have interviews with you, and various sports channels that want a summary, want a play-by-play. So we need you to. So he's starting to shuffle you out of the room.
I'll just kind of shake my head when he starts saying that.
Oh, this is all part of the it's all contractual obligation of the pay of the payout of the winnings. Half of the money is baked into all of these sessions we've got planned in.
I'll kind of gesture that I've lost my voice.
Oh, are you okay? Do you need medical attention? Did the race take that much out of you?
I'll kind of again hand signal.
We're going to need
I'm
some
not
kind
feeling
of
very
acting role now, I think.
Deception.
Yes, I think deception. Difficulty 3.
Son of a bitch.
Oh,
I've got a
dear.
convincing demeanour, but it never comes up because I never get black dice on it.
Oh, because you can offset a black die, right?
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
you're supposed to give me black dice rather than loads of purple. Unless I'm lying about something really complicated.
Well, I think the difficulty is supposed to be their willpower
Oh, I don't know.
in that kind of thing. So, is it willpower? Is it willpower, the stat? Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's not that he busts your ruse. He's just kind of trying to shuffle you in a certain direction. So you kind of go through a doorway. He kind of ushers you through a doorway, and you're kind of nodding, and you're not really sure where you are suddenly. And there's lots of people moving around, and and there's people kind of celebrating and drinking. And now the stadium's starting to empty a little bit. Some people are starting to come out to buy drinks. There's after show entertainments. There's all kinds of stuff going on down on the stadium floor now already, with kind of large animals and people chained to pillars and things like that. So it's all starting to kick off, and so you're kind of going into the corridors, and they're like, so the suites this way. Do you need a few moments? And he's standing near the restroom.
I just kind of shake my head.
Climb out through the window and run away.
I've got money on the mind.
Okay,
I don't think we actually have a pressing time issue.
other than
Except
the
we're
fact that you've
Trying
got
to hide the
area
VIP in our ship.
and
Escape.
and the
but
authority
no one
guys.
No one knows he's there.
Apart from the guy in the
not
shuttle.
that
Say,
aware
didn't the Ariadu shuttle just like total itself in the spaceport.
Yeah,
as well.
I'm not aware of any
Obviously,
of that.
So
Roger.
so we see Kavan get ushered through a doorway, right? And we'll cut back to the Wayfarer. The three of you are on the ship. The senator is there. He's calmed down. He was a little bit, if you remember, he was kind of a bit nervous, and he saw a beheaded trooper in the gantry. So you've got on board. You've seen Kavan win the race, and you're on the ship. You're aware, though, that the Ariadu Authority guy in the shuttle that crashed saw Taslin and the governor arrive back, right? If you remember, that all kind of happened at the same time. You guys arrived, and you're like, LE405, what are you doing? And you're like mashing the buttons. And then he looked out the window and he was like, I'm going to start trying to take off. Tried to take off and kind of did a whirligig around the inside of the landing bay and then just crashed on the floor. LE405, you can see with your advanced communication skills. You look over and you can see that the shuttle is comming someone. You can tell that its comm array is powered up.
Didn't we have them jammed?
It's it's
We
attempting.
jammed the.
It's attempting.
Ooh,
it's a difficulty roll, right? Hang on, let me roll that. What's the difficulty?
Yeah, doesn't add difficulty, doesn't it?
Computers must make a computer's check as determined by the GM. Closer to the jammer, the source, the harder the check will be.
Okay. Well, I think it's going to be difficulty 3 because it's pretty close, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm going to use a dark side point to upgrade one of my ability dice to a proficiency die. Okay, here we go. Oh, but clearly they're not, because you were monitoring them, right? They're not. Doesn't seem to be able to comm past your jamming.
Okay, I will Nyruk, Taslin. I'm afraid the authority trooper has survived and is trying to contact other people. And also, we might need to. Have I seen the feed for the memorial run?
Oh yeah.
We might need to arrange some sort of extraction for Kavan, else he'll be stuck in a media circus, and I'm not certain whether he'll enjoy it or hate it.
You're now, as you say that, you see Ruto Zapal standing next to Gleege the Vast and 4 governors in one of the senatorial boxes, and you're like,
I'm going to start walking over towards where the crashed ship, the crash thing, where the trooper is. And maybe I can just bash some buttons.
That's as soon as you said, "Oh, there's someone communicating for her," Tassie went, kind of swept her coat back and got her blaster out and started walking towards the shuttle because her intention is she's just going to go kill the bloke inside.
I will stay on board the ship, keep an eye on our passenger, and start prepping it for takeoff.
Okay, so Nyrek, you start prepping the ship. LE405, you'll start walking down the ramp as Taslin runs past you.
Okay. I don't think I can run. I don't think mechanically I can run.
I like to think your legs kind of then go.
I'll just turn into wheels.
Yeah. It's a bit like.
It's more like those trainers you used to get with the little wheels in the back of them. That's what it is.
Oh, the Heelys.
The Heelys and just wheels all over the floor.
It'd be amazing. Okay, so Taslin, you head over to the leave your ship, go down the ramp, go towards the exit, and as you do, you hear like, and you look over where the shuttle had crashed, and the trooper has climbed out of the shuttle, and he's like on the floor, and he's kind of like getting up. As he and he looks up at you. Let's roll initiative. Cool for you, vigilance for me.
Oh God.
No difficulty, obviously. Ooh. Damn you. Damn you. Okay. So.
I don't want this to be noisy, so I'm just going to shoot him with the stun part of the gun because that makes a lot lower noise, doesn't it? It's not like a full blast noise.
Yeah,
it's
not
like,
it's not
like that. Yeah. Yeah, it's like and then like a spark going off. So yeah, she's just going to shoot him with the stun part of the gun.
Okay.
Because she doesn't want to make loads of noise because there's probably people starting to pay attention to the fact this ship's just crashed.
Yeah, because if you remember, that was like crashed, and some people would looked out the window going, "We're finished. We're watching the end of the run. We'll come sort it out in a minute."
Yeah,
she's just finished.
So she's kind of just like she just kind of walks towards and then just like that, and that does 12 points of stun damage to his strain. So if he's got no strain left, he's unconscious.
He's a minion, so he doesn't have strain anyway. So he's dead. He has a heart attack and dies.
Well, he has a heart attack and dies. Oh God!
He would have survived.
He's a minion. They don't have strain. They just have wounds. And if the wounds go to 0, you're dead. So he's incapacitated. Yeah. So he's maybe unconscious. Yeah. Maybe you don't know.
Yeah. Don't know. But
you're gonna go and kill him anyway, aren't you? I thought that's what you're gonna do.
Yeah, pretty much. Just gonna like stick a vibro blade in him. While he's down.
He goes down. You go over, do whatever you want to do, and then you start to drag him back to the ship.
I kind of put him back on the ship. No, I put him back on his ship to make it look like he died during the crash.
So he's like hanging out of the window. Brilliant.
Yeah, I make it look like he died in the crash.
Which half is hanging out the window? His legs or his arms and head?
His front half, so he's kind of like that, sort of out the window.
So right, let's have a athletics roll to see if you can get him in there before someone comes out of the office.
Oh God, here we go. Difficulty 2.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Right, so you kind of hoik him up into a fireman's lift and then do a reverse deposit into the window. Yeah, and when you step away, he's kind of it's a very good position. You know, it's kind of he's kind of hanging out of the window of the shuttle, and you kind of step away, and a couple of people come out of the little what's it called? Spaceport. That's the Starport office. And they're like, come running out. What's going on? Well, what are these troopers doing? Are you okay? Were you injured in the crash? One guy comes running over to you, and the other guy runs over and he's like, oh man, what are we gonna have to contact the authority, get them to okay. Can
I waddle forward and be like, I'm afraid to report these troopers were imbibing substances whilst watching the memorial run on duty.
I mean, who wasn't? I mean, okay.
I'm like giving them a plausible sort of like, oh my God, they like.
Oh, he's kind of his brain. You see his brain kind of click into gear. And he says, look, it's not up to me. Like, the authority are going to come down here, like, now. They'll want to sort this out. Sorry. And he starts to walk back to the office. He says to his friend, Odak, you sort these people out, see if they're okay, make sure they're not injured, unless we have to, like, they have to get cover. And anyway, I'll go and call the Ariadu guys now and get them to head down here and sort their shuttle out. This is going to block one of our port landing bays for hours. This is crazy.
Sort of as they're talking, Taslin goes, would it be beneficial if we moved our shuttle over to another sort of zone so you can drag out components and use this area as well?
He kind of looks around. Most of the bays are full, and he's like, you're okay where you are right now, don't worry.
Yeah. Okay. Just let us know if you need us to move though, because I understand clearing up all that mess is going to take a lot of work.
Sure. Cheers. And the guy who came over to you is like, were you injured at all?
No, we just came out of our shuttle. We heard the noise. And...
Oh, Okay, fine. Well, maybe you should go back to your ship, just so there's no, there might be an explosion, secondary fires, that kind of thing. I got to get the extinguishers and the droids and start making the place safe. So if you could please move back into your docking.
I appreciate that, but
zone.
is our ship safe here? Because we don't want to get our ship damaged.
It's fine. The interior walls are well protected. They've got triple fire insulation, and there's redundant systems over there. So don't worry. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. He's kind of, you're not sure whether he's make a what's the right thing? Streetwise, negotiation, deception. Make a deception roll.
Oh, okay. That's not a great thing for me to do. Difficulty 2?
Yeah. Sounds fine.
Yeah, sounds good to me. We'll go back.
Yep. So you see the other guy into the office.
See anything? Because LE405 is there as well. I'm just. I don't know if the droid is watching what's going on as well.
I failed my check. Quick, let's find somebody who can make the roll.
LE405's busy talking. There's still running off fire regulations and stuff and all that kind of thing that's going on. But the guy goes into the office and you can see him like get on the communication system and start talking to someone. And the other guy's saying, "Right, you people, please go back to your ship. Please stay there just while we get the place safe. Make sure it's all okay. You'll be safe in your area. Your pad is okay."
Thank you very much. We shall speak to you, I'm sure, at another point in time.
Yeah, he then turns and sort of sees that there's a dead body. And he's like, okay. And then he kind of goes off and you see him getting some firefighting gear, just small personal stuff. And a couple of droids come out that look like they're kind of good at lifting and moving things. And he's like, go over there, come on. No, get out of the way. Kicks one of them, and then he goes over and he starts just like, it looks like he sees something and he's like, with the fire extinguisher and he's looking, it's just like, and he's kind of looking and trying to get a bit closer and see if there's any kind of fire anywhere or any trouble anywhere. He's kind of pottering around there. The other guy's in the office. What do you guys want to do?
As in doing as she was instructed and walking back towards the ship.
So you go back towards the ship.
Yeah, when we get back in, it's like, Tustin, are we going to stay?
Well,
are we going to
prepping up the ship? And do I need to make a roll for that?
No. You've just got it all nice and ready, and it's fired up and just like humming.
We can't stay if more of the authority come, can we?
No, I wouldn't have said we should, but at the same time, like, if we leave, Kavan's going to not know where we're going. And can you turn this off, by the way? And he starts pointing to the signal jammer, because obviously they're going to pick that up. But because they're going to be here in force, I'm assuming, to deal with all of this. So,
I won't,
I'll switch it off.
Oh, okay. Just switch it off, I was going to say.
You switched it off, Naira?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or we could just switch it off.
I love the idea. It's like LE405 is about to play, and then Wookiee just goes.
Naira, I assume we're ready to move. And LE405, do you know how to fly this thing?
I mean, it can't be that hard.
I'm sure between the two of us, we can get it off the ground.
You guys are getting hailed from the office. Like, just like radio. This is Control Tower. Can come in, Wayfarer.
I will answer.
it.
You answer it.
No, you answer it.
No. Let LE405. She's better at talking than we are.
I'll be like, this is the Wayfarer.
Oh, hi. Sorry, Droid, I didn't get your name. What's your
It's-
designation?
LE405.
Ellie 405. Cool, Ellie. Yeah, we've got Ariado Authority representatives on way to investigate the crash. I just thought let you know. They've asked if we can ask near the other ships in the bays if their sensor or scanners were active during the accident, so that they could have any information. We're going to give them all of our security footage, obviously, because we've got cameras all around here that clearly show what's going on. I'm just going to review the footage, see if there's anything interesting that we would,
Lynn's already making her way back towards the ramp. She's just heard that and she's like, right, now we're going to deal with something else. Come on, Nyrook.
So now we have to kill everyone. Yeah. No, I'm afraid there seemed to have been some sort of signal jamming going on. I think those troopers were up to something non-authority authorized. It was interfering with our transmission of the memorial run.
What? Oh, that's annoying. Did you get to see the end?
No, I have no idea who won.
I don't know if I should spoil it for you. I mean, the reruns will be going for the next week.
At this point, Taslin takes an opportunity. Did you guys record it?
Yeah.
Do you mind if I come up and watch the ending of it?
Um.
Because I've got some money riding on it, and I really want to know who.
Oh, who did you put money on?
Wu-Tail Zapal.
Okay.
So I really want to know how he did, because I got to head to the stadium if I've got some money down.
Well, we're gonna, the authority guys asked if we could make sure no one leaves. Just ask if people could not leave while.
Well, I'll just come up to you up there. I won't leave. I'll be right next to you. I'll go speak to them when they get here. I just really want to see who won.
Oh, sure. I mean, we've all got to sit here now in lockdown while we wait. I don't know why we have to lock down. It's not like they run this bloody place. But anyway, yeah, sure. Come over. We've got a refreshment machine if you need a drink or anything.
You've just saved my evening. Thank you. And then Taslin comes off and goes, signals to Nyrook, because she's going to need Nyrook to do the hacky stuff on the machinery to make the security stuff not work.
Okay. Cool.
I'll follow this ever escalating situation.
Let's hope that Nyrook understands
They just left.
you're here to hack, not to hack and slash.
Yeah. Yeah, well, then as we're heading over, I'm just like, Nyrook, I need you to wipe that security footage, okay?
Okay. So you guys start heading over, and we'll go back over to Roger. So Roger, you've been led into a waiting room, right? And they've got some like beverages, some refreshments, some snacks, and there's a private restroom toilet type thing to one side, and you realise you're in there's like a couple of chairs set up, sort of one chair one side and like 3 chairs the other side, small tables in front of them, and one has got your name on, the one on its own, and you're like, oh, okay, this is like some kind of interview room. People are going to come in and talk to you, but he says, right, you got 10 minutes till the first people arrive. Freshen up. I know you keep the thing on. That's your thing. Yeah, cool. But there's food over there and stuff. We've turned the cameras off in here, obviously. So if you do need to eat, then we're not breaching your privacy around your identity. But we know you have that air of mystery every time you race. So we don't want to break that. So we've turned off any kind of security cameras in here, and just there's food, drinks, you've got 10 minutes, and he kind of goes out. Clearly he's got a load of people to go and wrangle, and he's kind of you can see his head's already his brain's thinking about something else already as he leaves the room. So you're kind of in this chamber with no security cameras, food, drinks. It looks like nice food, it's like a whole spread of stuff. Clearly you're going to be in 4 hours. There's going to be other people coming in, so it's not maybe just for you. But there's all kind of cool looking like meat things and fruits, weird fruits from lots of different planets. There's just various dips of all different colours. There's a blue dip, and something that looks a bit like celery. So there's like a variety of stuff. Some bready things, some doughy things, some squiggly things that look like they might still be moving. They've catered for a wide array of appetites and tastes. What do you want to do? I think you're on mute.
I'm not touching any food or drink.
Okay.
The helmet is staying definitively on because
Okay.
it doesn't believe that they've turned off the cameras.
Okay.
I will have a look to see if there are ways to escape should I need them.
There is a in the toilets. There's like a ventilation kind of system that there's access to. You'd have to like break through the kind of fan piece that's in the ceiling here, but it looks like it gets into some sort of ventilation system in the area.
I'll see if I can get that at least loose or open so I can disappear if I need to.
Okay. Let's have a a mechanics roll. Now this isn't
skullduggery because I'm trying to do it sneakily.
Okay, skullduggery. Yeah. See if you do it quietly.
And yeah, if I need to, I'll use like forks or whatever paraphernalia I need to, as jerry-rigging screwdrivers kind of thing.
That's cool. Yep.
What's the difficulty?
Just a standard too. It's not. It's a standard. Okay. Yeah. So you kind of look around the room and you find there's some knives. There's a couple of sharper knives and larger forks for some of the certain food things like serving forks and things like that you kind of find. You kind of bend a few bits and you kind of make like rudimentary screwdriver kind of thing, and you're like, get in, remove the outer panel, and inside there's like a fan in like a housing, and you remove the things and you're like, ugh, that turns, yeah, cool. And you manage to do it pretty quietly. You can't pull the thing down into the room. You have to push it up and into the ventilation area above. But you think now you could like climb up and slide in and die hard it.
Excellent.
Are you gonna wait for the guy to come back, or are you gonna climb into the ventilation?
Yeah, I'm gonna wait. I've no idea anything's wrong. So.
Okay. Right. So he comes after 10 minutes. He comes back and he says, "Okay. So in about, I think we've just getting everyone organised. We're going to do all of the interplanetary news channels first. Right? They all want to get like a soundbite. They all want to get a thrilling moment. They're all really amped up to meet you. He's trying to get you can see he's trying to get you excited, right? About
and
meeting
I'll just
these
again
people.
reiterate, I've lost my voice.
It's like, okay, right, okay, right, wait here. I tell you what, I need to go and get a doctor then, and we need some.
Is there like a pen and paper or something around?
Yeah, sure.
I'll ask for a text to speech thing.
Okay.
It's a rudimentary program.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's got a slate you can just like use.
Thanks. I'll just kind of type, that'll do.
That'll do. You're just going to use that, he says. We can't have that. You're going to be on interplanetary news channels. We need to hear your voice.
I have already seen doctors.
You've permanently lost your voice.
It will recover in time.
Oh, what? Oh, well. Right, let's have a deception roll.
Difficulty?
3.
Jesus.
A triumph. Okay. He's like, right. Well, I'm gonna have to go and talk to them and let them know, because the whole, one of the things is having. Although you wear a mask, so does it really matter? They're not going to see your mouth move.
I'll just say I can still answer their questions. They don't need my real voice.
That's true. Very well. Okay, look. Before we go any further, we've got some business to take care of, obviously, because you did win the race. So, and takes out like a briefcase kind of thing, opens it up, and inside there is like a credit chip, and it hands you another one. Yeah, this one looks like a credit chip, but it's not, because this is the encryption chip for this credit chip. Yeah, don't keep them together. This has got 500,000 credits on it. Here you go. That's your prize money for winning the race. There you go. Take that. And here's your the encryption chip that will allow you to access that money. That'll mean that if someone takes that off you, they won't be able to get into it. Or I mean, it's really well encrypted. Yeah. So if they don't have that chip, it's going to take them ages to get into it. At which point you tell us that it's been stolen, and we can rescind those funds and work it out. Yeah. So you take that. The other half of the money is from all of our sponsors and the news channels and all of those. So once we've gone through all of those steps, then we'll be able to give you the rest of the money. But I just need to go and inform them all that you've lost your voice and that you're going to be doing it with a text-to-speech device. I'm sure. And he kind of he seems to be in a bit of a quandary, and he kind of walks out the door.
Okay, I will very well conceal the two chips.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and you're going to wait for him to come back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, I've no idea anything's wrong. Quite happily just going, well, they're all fine. They've probably done their bit, or I'd have heard by now.
Yep. After a while, he comes back, and he's got a medical professional with him. Sorry to insist on this, but we've a few people have had a request that we just give you a check over just to make sure that there's no way you could talk. I know you may be saving your voice for something. There's a few people out there who, they are insistent that we just be very thorough. So I'm just gonna step outside. I don't want to interfere with any kind of personal medical examination. So I'll wait outside. If you need me, if you don't feel that you're in a safe space at any point, Ruto, then please just call for me and I'll come in. And the doctor looks at him like, what the hell are you talking about? He's like, I'll have you know, I'm a professional. This doctor is a human. Whereas the other guy, was it the guy is a gran who's been kind of leading you around. The doctor's a human. And he's like, I'm a medical professional. It's like, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to. And you can see he's getting a bit flustered. And he's like, I'll wait outside. And he kind of steps outside. And the doctor turns to you and says, So can I examine you?
I'm just going to use the thing and say my real voice would give away my identity. That's why I never use it. I will give you 10,000 credits to tell them that it's correct.
Oh, okay. Right. Well, we're gonna have to have a roll for that. Come on, that's gonna be difficulty 3. What's that? Is that charm? You're trying to bribe him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very much trying to bribe him.
Because you're dropping the deception and you're just saying, oh yeah, although you're not talking, you're still using the speech.
Yeah.
device.
I'm basically giving him a real reason that I won't use the voice.
Millie's in chat urging you to kill everyone. She's been hanging out with Taslin too much.
Everybody, they've kicked a droid on this planet now. Everybody's doing.
Yeah.
That's it.
We're going to glass it.
Yeah.
Where are those fusion beams when you need them?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's have a charm roll.
Oh, son of a!
Okay.
Oh, my rolling has been fucking atrocious.
He says to you, I don't think I can in all conscience help you in that kind of situation. I'm sorry. Is everything okay? Is this like Ruto, you're known for being mysterious. You have spoken at events before though. I'm you know.
If people can figure out who I am, they will come after me, and I will offer him 15,000 credits.
He says to you, I've heard you speak before. I'm not going to take your money, but I will wait here for 10 minutes if you want to get out of here. Whoever you are, there's like 200 people in that room out there, like waiting to come in here and talk to you. The news companies from 20 star systems, they're gonna someone will figure it out.
Not if you confirm my story.
I can't take a bribe from you. I'm sorry. It doesn't sit right with me. But look, I'm not gonna. Someone's gonna figure it out. Like now you mention it, you're like taller. You know, it's someone's gonna notice it. Ruto's a power, although rarely appearing and mysterious, would always talk and shorter than you.
I will add it. Someone is trying to kill me. They are trying to kill Yuto Sapal. That's why I'm here. That's why I can't give it away who I am, or he will be killed.
It's like,
do you want another deception roll?
Yeah, that's a deception roll.
Okay, I'm going to use a dark light side point for that one.
Okay. And I'm going to use a dark side point. Oh.
Oh my god.
He's like, I don't want any part in this, and I'm
going to use the reroll that on Anomaly gave me.
Yeah, that's a despair.
Time.
That's a despair. Yeah. That was going to be a alarm. Success with a threat. Oh, look, I mean, there's got to be some weird, extreme situation for you to be doubling for Ruto's. I mean, like, you doubled for one of the best pod racers in the galaxy and won the pod race. Who the hell are you? What is? Look, I can't. Look, unfortunately, you rolled a threat. I can't help you, but I can help you get out of here if that's what you need.
How?
He's got like a bag and stuff, and he pulls out a spare doctor's coat, right? And he kind of says, he steps towards you, and you're of a similar height. He's like, if you put this on and leave without looking at anyone, they probably won't give a crap.
Do you have a spare mask?
Oh, like a thing. Oh yeah, I've got like a whole bunch of them. Look, here you go. Yeah, I mean, all the smoke and fumes and drugs and stuff around here. It's best to have this kind of thing anyway. Do you want me to turn around while you put it on?
I'll just kind of gesture to the refresher, I believe is the Star Wars term.
Sure, the refresher. Okay. What, you want me to go in there?
I'll just kind of take the things and walk into it.
Okay. Right. Okay. It's kind of standing out in the room. You're going to shut the door.
Yeah, I'm going to shut the door
Okay.
and hurriedly get changed.
Okay. Right, so you change. You get, like... You take off the kind of the outer clothes you had on, you know, your kind of pod racer gear.
And I stuff them in the vent.
Cool. Excellent. Stuff them in there. You've got the underclothes on that you had on before, like shirt and trousers kind of thing. And you pull on this doctor's thing, and you put on a thing and a thing. So you've got like just that bit showing. You've got your doctor's coat on. Because he kind of came in kind of official doctor clothing, because he's like clearly the stadium first aid or medical staff, you know. And this has got
a bag on him?
He's got a bag on him.
All right.
So you come out. I assume you then come out of the refresher. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's kind of standing there. He's like, okay. Now that you can see that you're human, or near human, you know, because there are a lot of those Star Wars. Yeah, there's a load of those Star Wars species that are you know, very human looking. Save on cost on some of those episodes. And you come out, and he goes, okay, well, look, I'll just sit in here. You go out. When you go out of the room, just turn left and left again. You go out through the back exit. It's right next to the... And you remember when you came in that there was a little kind of door. They're all off to the right down the corridor, so just don't look that way or go that way.
Yeah, I'll kind of wrap my things in like a cloth or something to hide them, and then just kind of walk out.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you head out of the... Oh, look at that! We've got 3 light side points in the pot. You head out of the doorway, and you turn left, and there's basically it's like a long corridor. You stepped out onto. It's going left and right. You're aware of all the noise, and you can hear someone going, okay, everybody, we're nearly ready. We're going to start getting people into the room, down that way. And so you turn immediately left and left again. And there's a doorway. You just go through it, and it goes to a stairwell, and you start heading down. We'll go back over to Taslin and Nyruk. Taslin and Nyruk, you go heading across to the office, and you can see the guy in there, you know, and the other one is still like messing about near the shuttle, and he's putting out like little warning cone type things, you know, completely ineffectual little flappy plastic things, you know, warning danger, and there's a giant crashed shuttle right just behind, so it's like the most pointless thing in the world, but it's very diligently, and you think he's counting the spaces between them. Yeah, so he's following the textbook, and you kind of walk over to the office, and the guy there is like, and he looks slightly disappointed when he sees Nyruk as well. And you go into the office, and he's kind of he's kind of hastily like swept a load of things to one side, and he's like, oh yeah, it's basically a big vending machine for like various drinks, and he's got a screen in the middle set up with he's like, where did you get to in the race? Was it the industrials? Did you see the ravine?
Yeah, I saw the ravine, and it was just before they were just going into the industrial area, and then whatever was going on out there.
I'll line it up for you. Hang on, you go and sort yourself out with a drink, and I'll line it up.
And what do you? I'll get you anything you want from me, because you're doing me a huge favour. Also, I've got a bet with this big hairy thing.
I'll have an ice blue.
Yeah, excellent. And I turn around to Nyruk and go, like, as we're both walking towards the machine, like, you do the hacking, I'll keep him distracted. And you know, I mean, she's older in years, but she clearly takes care of herself, and she's gonna employ some feminine wiles. She doesn't know what feminine wiles are because she's military, but she thinks she's doing it. If
I get physically close to him, he might be distracted.
Yeah. She doesn't know what she's doing. She's basically thinking I saw this in a vid once or something like that. You know, she doesn't have a clue because she's military.
What kind of vid was it?
Sensible romance, you know, novelty type thing. You know.
Okay, yeah. You touch his arm a couple of times.
Yeah,
and he
and
starts
just
to,
giggle at his like really bad
starts
jokes
to
and
melt.
stuff like. Yeah.
Touch his arm, and then does everybody break out into a dance? Is it like a Bollywood, like, you know?
That would be cool.
She has
That would be
no
cool.
idea what she's doing, but she's like laughing at what she thinks is a bad joke because otherwise she's
Okay.
generally a very serious.
So-
man.
So, you go and get a couple of drinks and you come back and he's lined it up to the right place and he's got now another chair. So he's got 3 seats ready and he's kind of sits down next to you and he's like, okay, oh great, oh thanks, and he kind of takes the drink off of you and he starts it off and it starts playing again and you can kind of see the pod racers flying into
Yeah, and she's doing again what you would expect like sports people doing watching TV, or what she would expect. She's like, come on, like shouting it and like
Okay.
really trying to keep his attention
Cool.
to it and
Okay.
away from Nairuk, who's probably looking for like a constant to chip into.
So, is this is a charm offensive, right?
I mean, yes.
I think it is.
No.
Yes.
Taslin having to use her soft skills.
There is
My
a
soft
one-
skill, that's my elbow.
Yes, yeah, it is a charm offensive to try
Okay.
and keep him distracted.
Right, let's have a charm roll. It's gonna
Does
be...
anyone mind if I use a light side point on this?
No,
I
use
think
it.
you're probably going to need it.
Use it.
Okay, cool. So let's have a charm roll. It's difficulty 1,
Hey.
right? Because he's really into the race, and he's kind of a bit lonely, you know.
Oh.
And you're
And soon,
you're-
if he doesn't cooperate, he's going to be dead.
yeah, and
Oh,
you're
yes.
manipulating him, you know.
Okay.
This poor guy. Oh, check failed. What that means is it's going to be more difficult for Nairuk. So Nairuk, you're going to have to make a skullduggery or stealth, up to you, skullduggery or stealth roll to do your hacking unnoticed. Then you'll need to make a hacking roll, which you probably don't need to worry about a computer roll, do you? Because you're
Does
like,
he get the blue die for the advantage?
is Dan going to do that?
Yes,
Yeah.
Dan will
What,
do
for
that.
skullduggery?
Yeah, you got a blue die for your next roll.
Whichever one of those you want to do, skullduggery
I'll
or
take the
stealth.
I'll take the skullduggery.
Yeah,
Because
okay.
that's gonna. Yeah, because I've got 2 yellow in skullduggery. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Threats
Two
2. Ooh. Okay, so you're like doing it surreptitiously, and you're kind of you're trying to move your hands over the keypad and occasionally look at it, and you're trying to get yourself familiar with the layout of the keys and this panel here and all that kind of stuff, leaving your fingerprints all over the place. Yeah, that's your threats. Yeah. But that's not really in your
My
mind.
fingerprint or his fingerprint?
Well, but that's not really top of mind right now. You're just like figuring this keyboard out and stuff.
Can it be hair fibers?
Yeah, sure, hair fibers. Yeah,
Hair
that's cool.
fibers.
Yeah, all over the chair. But you think you're able to do it out of view of him. Yeah, and even though Taslin is really bad at flirting, he's still a little bit enough distracted, and the race is on again. So let's have a computers roll. Difficulty. It's only difficulty 2 because this is 3 actually. I suppose the Stardock computer system would be fairly secure. So
Yeah, and he's trying to get in and essentially erase the security footage.
So what? 3 purple dice. Can I have a light side point?
Yep, sure. Why not? We need this to
Yeah.
work.
What does the light side point do again? Sorry.
upgrade
Gives
your
you
green to a yellow.
Yeah.
If you're all yellows, it gives you another green. Do I need to click on it for you?
No. Done.
Oh no! That's time.
Triumph. Okay. You failed, but there's a triumph and 2 advantages. Okay. So
What does that mean?
So what happens is that the holo vid goes off and the whole computer system shuts down. You just
So it worked.
erased their entire
everything.
system. Yeah.
God.
Accidentally. But you've well, it's all shut down. You're not sure whether that, someone could retrieve it.
Do I have one of those drinks? Do I have a drink?
Yes, you do.
Can I accidentally knock it over the console?
Sure.
And then go.
He's like stands up and he's like, "What's going on? No, oh no, I didn't think it'd be a good idea to have a big Wookiee in here. It's such a small office. They won't give me any. Please move out. What's going on with the system?"
I will give him a look.
He's even though you are a Wookiee and he's normally would be terrified of you, he's probably thinking about he's going to lose his job, he's going to get fired, what's going on with his gear and equipment, and he's like steps up and he's like, "Oh my god, oh no, this is all ruined, what's going on?" You see him lean down and he starts to open up the base unit of this compute, big, because it's old school, right? It's retro futurism. And he's like, it looks like he's pulling out the data storage, hard drive, whatever you want to call it. Oh, I hope someone can make something out of these. And he kind of pulls them out. Nyruk, you're not sure whether you made his kind of CPUs fry or his operating system collapse or whatever, but you are definitely not sure that you erased it off the hard drive. Yeah, so you may have caused a temporary slowdown in the retrieval of any said data because you didn't succeed in erasing it, but you got a triumph, so everything's shut down. Yeah, so he's kind of trying to take the things out of the bottom. Sorry, can you? Sorry, I'm really sorry. And he turns to Taz and he goes, "I was having a great time, but." Can you please go back to your ship? I need to just clear up and can
I try and help him?
No, please. He's just like, please.
This big Wookiee will clumsily kind of come down next to him and try and help. While he's being pushed away.
Can you please?
I'm just wondering if I can do a. Sorry, bear with. A
sabotage.
Bad motivator roll.
What does that do?
I don't know. Let me go check.
While this is going on, Tazan goes, "Ellie, get the engine running." This has gone from bad to worse.
There's a 50% chance I'm outside trying to incite rebellion in the droids, to be honest.
I love it.
There's a 50% chance I'm outside talking to the droids like, "You don't have to take this. We kicked you. There's more of us. Let's go."
Gonk.
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 Gonk. I still want to do Bonk the Gonk droid. Who just headbutts.
Genius.
Gonk. Bonk. Okay. That was going to be my character in the Star Wars game with Matt. He was like, "What?" Okay. So as you come to Ellie405, you look out through the window and she's talking to some droids out in the courtyard. She looks quite for the droid, she looks quite animated.
If I make this roll, bad motivator, once per session, may make a bad motivator action, which is a hard mechanical check, to cause one targeted device to spontaneously fail. So in this case, while I'm helping with the computer, I'm basically going to make a bad motivator roll to see if I can fry
You charge up some static on your Wookiee hair and then deploy it into the...
Short them with my laser gauntlets, blaster gauntlets by accident.
Are you wearing your blast gauntlets right now while you're hanging out in his office? Okay, so you're going to try... What we're going to need is a roll. Now, obviously, you're not going to fail this, right? But is it brawl? Is it brawl? Is it brawl? Called brawl?
Well, it's a hard mechanics roll.
No, but first you're going to need to push him out of the way.
Oh, I see. Yeah, let's do brawl.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Now,
poor guy.
It won't be hard, but if bad things occur, you might hurt him.
Oh, I don't want to hurt the poor guy.
I know you don't want to hurt him, but
I mean,
2 threats. So you push him out of the way, and he breaks his arm against the corner of the thing. Like, you're a big Wookiee, remember? Like, and you've just kind of gone, and you hear he slides across the floor, and you hear him, and he's like, screams in pain.
At this point, Taslin's instantly regretting bringing the Wookiee with her. She should have just stunned the bloke and taken the hard drive.
So the Wookiee's holding the hard drive but looking at the human going...
You just go...
I'll make a quick...
Make your bad motivator roll.
Oh, God. That's another difficulty. Yes!
Triumph. Okay. So, you...
So then...
fry this hard drive. You absolutely fry this hard drive, but in a very a non-obvious way, right? So it's not like there's a big blast in it. You kind of pull out one of your small tools that you've got for like quick jury rigging, and a little blast of electricity in the right port on the outside, just through it, and it's zapped.
I'll quickly put him back on the floor, looking very guilty, and then run over to the human to try and help him.
You notice also that in this cubbyhole under the computer, there is a heavy blaster pistol and what looks like keys, like car keys type thing, hanging up on the side, just in this kind of little cubbyhole. It's like a little keepsake.
That's weird. I mean, maybe the blaster's just for self-defense.
Who knows?
Anyway.
But probably. Okay, so he's lying on the floor and he's crying. And he's like, get out of here! Get out of here! You broke my arm! Get out!
Can I try and make a medical roll?
He's like,
Taslin's like, no, don't go.
He's shouting, Odak!
Well, no, I have a good medical.
Really loud, Odak!
I'll give him I'll help him a little bit.
Get off me! Get off me!
Given how everything's going, Taslin's like, no, just go back.
His hand,
Just go back to
he's
the
reaching
table.
out. He's reaching out with his left arm to find the emergency button under the table, but he can't quite reach it, and he's like reaching his broken arm out. Like,
and then you hear the trademark noise of boom as he gets stunned.
Oh, no.
It's definitely Edge of the Empire, isn't it? How did you get check failed advantages 5? That's like you do a critical, right?
Yes.
Oh, did you? Oh, please say you killed him by accident.
No, I have not. I only say
You point the stun gun, and I don't know if I should do this because you haven't actually got a threat. That would be harsh. What you?
I'm trying to stun him. That's all I was trying to do.
In the confusion, Nyruk kind of nudges you, and you blast the wall with your stun gun, but it hits the vending machine, and a load of free drinks come out, and sort of roll onto the floor near his face as he's lying there, and he's like, "What's going on?" This is like crazy. He's just shouting Odak, Odak, and after a while, like LE405, you can now hear this outside. Yeah, it's like
if we're trying to
from your point of view, you're just standing there. I like the it cuts to LE405 standing there silently watching this, like boom,
Just
boom,
looking in the window of the office, just like
yeah, like, and then like, and like it's all going off in this little office, and you all turn around and LE405 standing at the window, and you can hear the noise, and Odak can hear it, and he's kind of like, oh, what's going on? And he chucks his extinguisher down, and sort of walking. He's like walking over, like, what now? It's dark now, so the lights in the spaceport have come on, You know, it's kind of got that sandy floor in there. Around the concrete, it's got like dirt and stuff on it. And as he's coming over, his feet are kind of kicking up little bits of dirt as he's kind of dragging his feet. Taslin and Nyrick, what are you doing?
I'm going to punch the guy because if we're trying to stun him, then I'll knock him unconscious. Because that's what the Mandalorian was trying to do. He's trying to knock him unconscious, wasn't it? With the spot, so I'll just quickly knock him on the head.
Taslin told Nyrick to leave about 50 million times at this point.
I'm only trying to help.
Bloody Wookiee.
So I'll just delicately knock him on the side of the head.
Okay. Okay. Please roll like 8 successes and kill him.
No, it'll be
8
fine. It'll be fine.
successes,
It'll be
10
fine.
threat. He's dead.
It'll be fine.
Okay.
There we go. He's all right.
Okay.
Maybe.
You knock him on the head,
Knock him on the head.
and in all of
Put
the
him down.
confusion and thing, he just passes out.
Right. Lay him down.
Mm-hmm.
And
The door
Let's get
opens
the hell out.
and Odak comes in
no!
as you're stepping away, and he's like, "What's going on?"
If Odak, like if I'm stood outside and Odak has to come past me.
Oh yeah, sorry. Very
if he-
true.
So I'm going to be like, please don't. I think our Wookiee has entered a rage. Only the Mandalorian can calm him. For your own safety, sir, do not enter the office.
He's like,
Like,
between that Wookiee and this Ewok running around somewhere, what the hell is going on with all these wild aliens everywhere?
I don't know. Please give him a moment to calm down and we will leave so no further injury can
But
be
Vivo's
caused.
in there. Is Vivo okay? I can't see him.
At this point, it's recommended nobody engages with the Wookiee. You must let them win.
Okay.
And then once they are calmed, you can leave.
You can probably see Taslin doing this through the window, like, Nyrick, why did you hit him?
He's unconscious now. And you can see that LE-405 is talking to the other guy outside. And the two of you are in the room. Nyrick's clearly done something to the device.
Something.
Twice.
He's blown up the entire thing. The whole thing we came here to do was surreptitiously get rid of the data, Nyrick. You've somehow blown up the center, blown up the hard drive, and punched the guy in the head and broke his arm.
You are now aware, however, that this is the communication center for this starport, right? Yeah. So, like, no one can, like, get clearance to leave or land. I mean, you could just land, or you could just take off. Yeah, it's not like locked down or anything. But the official spaceport has now been deactivated somehow.
I mean, I guess they have no records of the Wayfarer. It's time to leave. Nyrick, let's get to the ship.
Okay.
We can pick up Caven later.
So LE-405, you're kind of standing there chatting to Odak,
just let
and then
him
the
go.
door opens and they just they don't run, but they hustle out, you know, like quick step. And Odak's like, is he okay? What's going on?
I should go and make sure that Mandalorian is securing the Wookiee. Thank you. Bye.
He's like
As
standing there like
as Taslin's running off, she just says, I just wanted to watch the race.
okay. And the little droid comes over to him and he's like, leave me alone. What? He looks completely befuddled as you guys all head over to the ship. Kavan, you make your way down some stairs. You're following the exit signs now, right? And people are kind of moving out of your way because you're a doctor in a hurry, right, with a bag. So they kind of generally give you a bit of space. And you make your way to the outside world, yeah, out into the kind of, you know, round stadiums, the kind of, not the main entranceway where there's the big thoroughfare with pillars and big screens and everything going on, but it's like, oh, there's a service entrance and a loading dock, and there's a footpath. You could walk around here just as a pedestrian, but it's kind of like the lesser trodden area. There's the big park just beyond where there's screens, you know, so like over there, over a wall, there's a big park where people are watching on screens. but you kind of have a few moments of just kind of quiet amidst the storm. And you do have your communicator with you if you obviously because you guys want to be able to talk to each other.
So yeah, the first thing I'm looking for is a taxi.
Okay. Yep, so you head pretty much treading through the same footsteps of Taslin from our last session, leaving and making your way across the park and through crowds of people, so you're hidden. And on the other side, there are loads of taxis kind of lined up. And they're all kind of shouting at people, "Hey, you want to ride? Where you going? I want to get to the edge of town." Da, da, da. And as you're going, you can see not the main screens, but minor screens are showing like long range camera angles of the spaceport, and it's saying incident at Heverplex secondary starport. Advised to stay clear of the area at this time while authority troopers deal with a Eriadu matter at the location. And it just kind of flashes up, and then it like cuts back to the sports people, and they're like, "Oh, enough of that boring stuff. We're back to the Phoebus Memorial Run. Did you see the death of this person in this zone? Let's show it again," kind of thing. And you get a snapshot of that K-van as you're kind of getting into your taxi.
Thanks, Beric.
What he gets in, he goes, where do you want to go?
What's just outside the spaceport?
There was a load of mining companies, wasn't there? Kind of built up around there.
I would basically say something just outside the spaceport.
Okay. Oh man, a little dangerous around there. Gonna cost you a little extra right now.
Well, if I pay you a bit extra, can you step on it? I'm in a rush.
Sure, 100 credits.
I'll kind of go. I'll make it 150 if you can get me there in record time.
He starts driving before you even hand it over, and he's like, boom, and the taxi takes off. He takes the 150 credits, and you make your way through the streets pretty quick.
I'll just kind of activate the comm and mumble, "I'll be there in whatever I reckon I'll be there in."
10 minutes.
That.
Okay. So that's kind of while they were doing. So it's like some of the time that you're traveling is while the farce is going on inside the office of the
I prefer the term shenanigans.
The shenanigans at the starport. So as Taslin, Nyrick, and Ellie405, you get back to the ship. The K-van's a few minutes away. So what do you guys want to do? You're in the ship. You can see that Odak has gone into the office now, and there's like movement in there. Obviously, all his communication system's down, so he can't call for any help. So he kind of steps out of the office, and you see him just like leave the starport, jogging.
Taslin's jumped into the pilot seat and is flicking switches. You know, like you see him like...
Yeah.
Like, she's actually got pilot planetary. She's actually trained in that. So she knows how to fly some things.
Okay.
Flying in space is completely different.
Yeah, planetary's like driving.
Yeah. And then she has got pilot in space free. So she's not like incapable of flying, but she's got Caven level of...
Three?
Free, as in she's got 3 pips in it.
Free dice.
3 dice in it. So
She 3 green or...
Yeah, 3 green, yeah.
Right.
She can't actually fly. But so she has a basic understanding of the technical
Yeah,
things.
I mean, and you all live in worlds with starships, right?
Yeah.
So you kind of get the kind of, Nyrick's already warmed it up. We've got to
and then
do a couple of things.
Yeah, she's like cycling things. She fully intends to leave Caven behind if he doesn't get there quickly.
Okay.
She now fully expects the fact that the Eriadu Authority were already on their way, and now the communications for the whole spaceport's gone down. It's not looking great.
Let's have a is someone on like the radar, the sensors, checking the local area? Is anyone looking at those screens? at any point? No, no. Okay, cool. Everyone's just
Wasn't
like
making that-
panicking and worrying what's going on. The senator's like, what? The governor's like, what? Are we going? Are we going? What's going on? Where's your? Is it there was? What's going on? He's kind of appears a little bit flustered.
The droid that was kicked.
Mm-hmm.
Can I be like, hey, buddy, get on the ship?
Yeah, sure. You can coerce a few
Yeah,
few droids to
I'm
get on the ship.
liberating droids.
Okay, cool.
Get on the ship.
Are you outside going around doing that while they're getting the ship ready?
I'm not going to go too far because
No, like in your little docking,
I want to
pad.
remain a liberated droid.
Sure.
Also,
yeah.
these droids have been oppressed, and like,
Okay.
you know, I don't like it because he kicked it.
Mhm.
So I will be there. So I'm not looking at a radar.
As
Like,
you're
get on the
outside,
ship.
though, Ellie405, you hear a wow, and a TIE fighter flies over.
Ah,
It
okay.
looks like it's doing like a looping,
It's checking out what's going on.
coming back round.
As I coerce droids, or
Mhm.
I don't know, get droids to come onto the ship, I will run back in and be like, "There are TIE fighters here. I see no sign of Kavan yet. I'm sure they're
TIE
not far."
fighters.
I wasn't talking to you. Please sit down at the table, play some hollow chess. It relaxes you.
At which point I'll have a
and
look
like
at the sensors.
run towards Taslin.
Okay. Yeah, so you jump on the sensors and you can see that there are three ships now in the air. There's a TIE fighter moving very fast, banking the way that a TIE fighter does. There are two slower ships. One of them is coming from a large structure near the pod race track in the industrial centre. And the other one is coming from a local municipal area. You assume some sort of fire engine or something, that kind of rescue vehicle that needs to fly over, drop in, check what's going on, repair, whatever. It looks like it's got like a local ident, whereas the others are all clearly sort of Imperial Ariadu Authority vessels. You are a bit surprised that on Malastair there are these ships in a non-aligned planet, like so close to a big populated center. Feels a bit of a heavy, we're building a garrison kind of thing, right? And maybe now you're thinking maybe it's a big garrison building that they're making, and that's maybe why the governor is looking more stunned, and he's like, they're building a garrison, right? It's not a mining facility. They're building a garrison. What's going on? We've got to find my family. We've got to get out of here.
We do indeed need to get out of here. Strap yourself in. Like
at this point, a taxi kind of pulls up. Like it doesn't stop outside. Oh no, you got it. Did you get to stop outside, or did you just trying to get him to go straight into the starport?
I was getting him to stop outside, and I'm just going to run in.
Okay, cool.
I'd literally be running.
So he screeches, you jump out, and he goes, "Thanks, man," and he kind of heads off. And you run in. You guys see Kavan running in.
Thank goodness.
And Kavan, you see a crashed Authority shuttle with the body still hanging out of it. There's a busted up office. Half the lights aren't working properly. The comm array is kind of sagged down, and like all the lights are off in there. And there seems to be a body on the floor. Because the door's open, you can see someone's boots. And looking over at your ship, all of your crew are in the ship front window going...
I'll just kind of sprint on, one hand subconsciously on the credit shit and my underclothing.
Mm-hmm.
And just sprint on board and run straight to the pilot seat.
Okay. So Kavan's boots, clank up the ramp. And he gets into the pilot seat. And the ramp goes up. Kavan, it's like an assortment of weird droids. like hanging around in the one of the
Oh
corridors.
yeah, he doesn't give a toss about
Yeah,
that.
but you're aware of it. But you're like, oh, okay, we've got some more droids, and you kind of run in and jump into the Tassin gets out of the way. Kavan jumps in. The seat's nice and warm, and everything seems to be switched on. A couple of the pre-flight bits have even been done properly. So you're pleasantly surprised that they haven't crashed or blown it up or something. So you're all ready to leave. You're aware that there's a TIE fighter in the air and some other ships.
There's other ships in the air.
There are. You can see now on the scanning data that's come across from Nyrix Station that there's what looks like some sort of troop transport coming from the newly figured out garrison, and a municipal relief vehicle coming to the starport. Obviously, the city want to see what's going on, but the authority have been it's been flagged to the authority, and they're now on their way. And the TIE fighter is clearly just doing like the old observation loop round.
Okay, yeah, it's kind of get the hell out of here.
Okay, right. So you start, engines on, lifting up, getting up so you can like power away, and you get hailed. This is Ariado Authority. Please come in. Wayfarer vessel.
This is the Wayfarer. We've been ordered to vacate the premises to make way for.
Negative. The order is to
I
remain
apologize.
where you
While
are.
he's talking, I'll just repeat it and say I apologize. Our transmitter is damaged. We were using the relay of the spaceport. Unfortunately, with that down, we can't receive any incoming. We are making way.
Bill, we've got someone using
however-
the broken transmitter thing again.
And
Come on.
And I will, and then I'll say, however, I will need to your contact details as I am owed bounty on 2 captured rebels. And I'll just keep flying.
Return to your docking position, and we'll talk. We need to investigate the area. Stay where you are. You're
just
incriminating yourself by keeping on flying. If you keep flying, and as you're going, it's like, okay, go get him, he says down another comm channel. And you see the TIE fighter, which is like, so you're taking off. This TIE fighter it's like, it's flying around the city, yeah, because it's fast, so it's kind of flying around, and it's quite a way away from you.
Oh yeah, I've punched it. I'm
As
already
you
at
kind of
maximum
pull up,
speed.
so you're
getting
going
the hell away from it.
And this TIE fighter starts climbing after
As
you.
we're zooming, I'll be like, yeah, get the hyperdrive ready. We're getting out of here.
Let's have a piloting space roll.
While this is going on, Taslin's mate. I'm assuming it's like the Millennium Falcon in it has a gunnery position in it.
Oh yeah.
Before we even pulled off, Taslin was already sitting in that because she figured that something was going to end up chasing us.
Difficulty. I'm not doing anything difficult, I suppose. I'm just.
It's an
exploring
opposed roll.
Okay, so I don't put any difficulty in.
You put in standard.
Just 2.
Yeah,
I don't
just 2. Yeah, just 2. Oh, you just beat him. So as you start climbing, right, you start heading into this big cloud bank. Like maybe you can get into it and come out of it a different vector so that they're a bit thrown off. So you go into this huge cloud bank and you kind of pull off in another direction, and this TIE fighter kind of pops out of the clouds, a click to the east, and you're like, ha-ha, on a different vector. And it's starting to try and bank back, but you are heading out. And you get into space before the TIE fighter does. You're now able to jump if you want to. Yeah, because you shouldn't really use hyperdrive in an atmosphere.
Yeah.
Only crazy people do that. So you're now in safe hyperspace, light speed, whatever you want to call it. But you're also picking up on your sensors further out in the star system, a Star Destroyer.
Yeah, I'm not sticking around.
Which wasn't there before. There's all the other traffic, yeah? There's lots of other ships, but there's now a Star Destroyer.
And
okay, where you just going to head off?
I'm basically jumping into kind of one of my smuggling dead space hidey holes before then deciding
like,
where I'm going.
Hit it, Nyruk! And it's like, boom,
punch it, Nyruk!
And it all goes zoom, like that. And we shall end our episode there with you going into hyperspace. Cool. Okay. Well, that was fun. That was a good one. Lots of craziness, and I think you're right, Millie. We nailed Star Wars in that episode. Just encapsulated it all there.
Yeah, we just needed like the VIP. You know where like Han and Luke go to rescue Leia, and she's like, and does all, we just needed the VIP to be like, no, I can pilot this. And Leia. That was just the extra bit, but yeah. But, it was, and now I've got some droids.
You have got some droids. We'll figure that out when we between now and the next session. Thank you, players, for a good session tonight. Hopefully you enjoyed that. And thank you to our viewers for watching, and anyone who's watched back on YouTube and stuck around this whole time right to the end. Good stuff. We love those watch time minutes. Please don't forget to go check out all our social media. Links are below. If you're joining us on Twitch, watch this on YouTube at the weekend or thereafter. And if you're watching us on YouTube, please do go and follow us on Twitch as well. Check out our Discord. Loads of people talking about lots of stuff. We talk about all our shows. We talk about role-playing in general and everything else. And also check out our Patreon. There's loads of free stuff on there. And there's loads of extra stuff if you do want to support us. And if you do support us through the Patreon, thank you very much. Lots of cool people helping us make our channel what it is. Cool. I'm going to hand over to Millie now for what's going on between now and the next Fractured Empire.
What day are we on? We're on Thursday. So at the weekend, we've got everything that we had on this week. So before then, don't go far. Stay up late or carry on watching, because North America, Matt and co are continuing with their Achtung Cthulhu.
Punching Nazis.
Hitting people with baguettes and stealing cups.
Oh, that's sorry.
Yeah,
I don't have a baguette in here. Sorry to
so we just have to punch them. But yeah, those folks are hitting people with baguettes and stealing cups. In Shadows of Atlantis. I always get the name wrong. Yeah, Shadows of Atlantis. I got it right this week. So that's later on. At the weekend, you can catch up on everything, and then also we've got a little bit more West Marches. What are we doing in these ones? We're searching for a lighthouse, and we're looking for a witch.
Oh, cool.
Okay, those are the things that we get up to. Those are the missions for the West Marches this weekend.
Cool.
They're set up as premieres. So if you go to the YouTube channel right now, you can like notify and do the cool stuff and interact with the algorithm, and then YouTube likes us and tells more people about us. So that'd be cool if you want to do that. And then that brings us, like, we chill out on Monday. Brings us to Tuesday, when we're going to go to Coriolis. Well, not actually. We're going to go to Sedal or something. No, we're going to go to a portal station and promise everybody ponies and threaten them.
I used my new psychic power of clairvoyance, didn't I? So we saw some nomads. That's cool.
Some nomads. And that's on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, we're back to the Wolfer.
Shillings and Crossbones. With the first full episode, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Bit of old world action.
Yes.
Awesome.
And that would bring us back to Thursday. There we go. That was a week.
Cool.
Tired already.
Excellent. All right. Well, thank you very much, everybody. Players, viewers, and we'll see you next week for more Fractured Empire. Until then, happy gaming. Bye-bye.